Good day, I am Nicole Teston and I will be presenting our research entitled Communication, Participation, and Knowledge Sharing in Coastal Resource Management among the fisher folks in San Jose Occidental, Mindoro. CRM or Coastal Resource Management is defined as the process of planning, implementing, and monitoring sustainable coastal and marine resources through sound decision-making and collective action. It is also a dynamic process that combines the biophysical, socioeconomic, cultural, and political aspects of the coastal environment to develop and implement a coordinated strategy. The Philippines employed the CRM framework for the coastal and marine resources, but previous attempts failed to mobilize the smaller fisherfolk communities. The CRM directive was then shifted from the national level to the local and community level. After being held by the national government, the jurisdiction on CRM was handed over to the local government units or LGUs and barangay offices in order to employ a bottom-up approach. The shift of the national policies on CRM was directed to be more operational than directional and to be more applicable to the municipal function and jurisdiction. Howard Grabman and Snetro said that community mobilization is a course of action to facilitate the community members' capability to strategize, manage, and evaluate projects and activities in a more participatory and sustainable approach in order to achieve genuine development. In a study by Tro in 1990, the researcher discovered that effective communication that constitutes good governance has key messages and actions that are found on capability, accountability, and responsiveness, but it also relies on the channels that good governance flows. According to Flora and Smith in their study in 1997, communication plays a vital role in CRM because it is the process where the information about the project is disseminated in a manner that strengthens public understanding and awareness for coastal resources, and it facilitates behavior and attitude change as an end product. This research aims to answer or address the problem: what are the communication process, level of participation, and knowledge sharing practices in coastal resource management among the fisher folk in San Jose Occidental, Mindoro? This also aims to determine the socio-demographic characteristics of the respondents, their level of awareness on coastal resource management, identify the communication channels among the stakeholders, determine the attitudes on the communication practices of the barangay and municipal level personnel, determine how the fisher folks share knowledge, and how the fisher folks learn and participate in CRM-related information and projects. The theoretical framework for this research is viewed through the lens of the social learning theory by Albert Bandura. It is anchored on observational learning, which transpires when the observer's behavior alters after viewing the behavior of the chosen model. The model for this study is the municipal and barangay government officials. The CAR, or the Capability, Accountability, and Responsiveness Framework, is used as the conceptual framework for the study. This is the visual representation of the conceptual framework of the study. This shows the relationship of the different variables used to determine and address the research objectives and further understand the research lens of the study. Now we travel to San Jose Occidental, Mindoro. With the municipality landscape, San Jose Occidental, Mindoro utilizes the coastal ecosystem as one of the main sources of income. As inefficient use of natural resources increases, not only the physical well-being of the community members, but also their financial and spatial necessities are put at risk. Because of that, the Municipal Planning and Development Office of San Jose in 2017 deemed that the coastal and marine resource management sector should be given priority as a community development endeavor. This led to the creation of the Municipal Resolution number 3979, or the Marine Protected Areas Ordinance, in 2017. Here we have images of the residents and fisher folks being involved in the CRM projects and activities led by the local government in San Jose Occidental, Mindoro. And the results show that the average age of the fisher folk there are from 41 to 50 years old. Majority of them are male and married or living together with their partners. Their length of stay in their barangays are 40 to 49 years, and they have 4 to 6 family members. The level of awareness on CRM initiatives were measured among the fisher folks of San Jose. Among these indicators were coastal resource management, awareness on the marine protected areas, awareness on cleanup drives, tree planting, and information dissemination. The researcher notes that in the course of the survey, majority of the fisher folks were not very familiar with the terminology coastal resource management, but when it was explained to them, they said that they were aware of the projects regarding CRM. And because of their occupation, awareness of MPAs or marine protected areas was important for them since there were policies and punishments to the fisher folks who will not abide to the rules. Barangay Bubog Captain Nelson Valiente said that they conducted barangay cleanups and educated their residents to clean up their own locations. With regards to the tree planting activities, for the Mindoro officer Aini Peroy, the beach reforestation program was one of their major CRM projects, aside from protecting and monitoring marine protected areas or MPAs. The sources of information indicated by the fisher folk were the barangays, the LGU Municipal Agriculturist Office, the LGU Municipal Environment and Natural Resources Office, their fellow fishermen, their relatives, and some stated that their neighbors or the Bantay Dagat were also a few of their sources of information. Barangay Captain Ariza of Barangay Cuatro said that they have meetings in the barangay, but in order to mobilize the residents first, they deploy their barangay employees to make house-to-house announcements. The fisher folks indicated that the barangay meeting, word of mouth, seminar or training, and the radio were their main channels of the sources of information. Both the Menro and Mau offices said that for the municipal level, aside from sending letters and notices for the stakeholders and the barangays, they made use of the radio media in the municipality in order to reach their wide target audience, the fisher folks from the mainland and the island barangays. According to the respondents, they were approached or invited to join the projects through invitations for seminar or training, announced by the barangay officials. They were also approached personally at home, and they would be able to listen to notices and announcements through the radio. The barangay personnel of Barangay Bubog also made announcements and posted them in their areas of convergence, like their usual tambayans or sari-sari stores. According to the respondents, the lessons they learned on CRM projects were marine conservation, coastal resource conservation, clean environment, additional income, community unity, and tourism. According to San Jose Menro officer Aini Lourdes Peroy, may mga seminar din at tuwing may activity kami, lagi namang ina-explain kung para saan. Pag may mga bagong policies para sa tabing dagat o dagat mismo, sila naman yung pinaka-apektado. Pinapaalam sa kanila kung bakit. Mostly then through the help of the barangay. The respondents have high awareness about the basic CRM initiatives. The government, especially the LGU offices and the barangay level, is the respondents' top sources of information. Determine the attitudes and perception of the fisher folk on the government as models in the coastal resource management, a Likert scale was used to acquire the respondent's inclination or degree of agreement with the statement or set of statements. These statements were the LGU projects benefit the fishers who live in coastal areas. The LGUs clearly explain the project and policies they implement. LGUs encourage the fishers' participation in projects. Fishers are promptly informed about new ordinances. The fishers are informed on the situation on coastal resources of San Jose, and questions or complaints regarding the coastal resources are entertained and resolved. Results show that generally both municipal and barangay offices have positive feedback. However, the LGU can still improve its communication approaches to the coastal communities to foster public awareness, engagement, and participation. The learning and participation in CRM was also studied. And according to the research, the fisherfolk gained a high amount of CRM-related information from the municipal and barangay. Accounts from the respondents indicated that almost all the time, they rely on government initiatives to upstart the CRM projects in their communities. The fisherfolk learn a lot from both the barangay and municipal offices. Information they gain from these government offices significantly increased their own knowledge about CRM compared to fellow fishermen and relatives. The efforts of the municipal level and the barangay level are perceived as effective and beneficial to the community. As for the knowledge sharing on coastal resource management, it showed that the respondents had a high level of information sharing initiative regarding CRM. Majority of the respondents indicated that they shared a high level of information to others. They indicated that they prefer to fix fishing-related problems among themselves. However, when they were asked who they think can fix the conflicts among fisherfolks, they indicated that the barangay and municipal office were the ones who can fix the said conflicts. The respondents indicated that they prefer to work with the barangay office. Next is the municipal office, and some also indicated NGO. According to Barangay Bubog Captain Nelson Valiente, sila na din mismo ang lumalapit sa barangay para pag may sasabihing problema o kailangan nila, tapos iaakyat sa munisipyo. Nagkakaroon naman kami ng open forum. Kasi lalo na kami sa ABC, Association of Barangay Councils, mga barangay captain, darating minsan ang MAU, darating ang MENRO. Kasama din sila. Nagkakaroon kami ng palitan ng kuro-kuro, kung ano ang mga magagandang gawin para sa barangay. Sharing information about CRM is a consistent practice in their homes and places where they meet with fellow fisherfolk. The fisherfolks deem themselves to be the best in fixing fishing-related problems, but the barangay level is considered to be more effective in conflict resolution. The respondents are highly motivated and prefer to work with both the municipal and barangay level offices in CRM projects and activities. In conclusion, the communication on CRM in San Jose Occidental, Mindoro brought about a high degree of participation in CRM programs and projects, which is the goal of the community-based bottom-up approach in CRM instituted decades ago. It brought about increased information dissemination, knowledge gain, and learning, which the fisherfolk shared. Good governance outcomes can be seen in the positive attitudes of the fisherfolk towards their local officials. Communication, participation, and knowledge sharing in good governance on CRM led to fruitful partnerships on CRM. When the leader's capability, accountability, and responsiveness are high, the tendency is for the public to be more engaged in the leader's plans and actions. That is all. Thank you, and I hope that the research imparted information about how communication plays a big role in good governance in terms of the implementation of CRM at the local level.